What's up everyone? My name's Trevor, you can call me Tease, and for my first video I did Premier League predictions, and for my second I thought of doing something really cool that I haven't really seen before, Premier League power rankings, and I'm going to show you all the math that went into it as well. So let's see how everything shook up in the first few game days. So starting off, I'm going to explain a little bit on how I broke this all down. So as you can see, here are my predictions. They're exactly the same. Nothing's changed from when I mentioned them earlier in my first video. Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, on and on and on. Brentford, Southampton, Bournemouth going down. So the number on the left signifies their position in the table, and the number on the right signifies if you beat that team, you get that many points. For example, if you beat Manchester City, a team that is stacked, you deserve more points. You deserve to go way up in the power rankings, so you get 20 points added onto your total. And that column on the left, that's also the positions. That's the number that you lose if you lose to that team. So for example, if you lose to Man City, understandable that you're going to lose to Man City. You're only going to lose 1 point. Not that big a deal. So not going to change your power ranking position too much from that match day. Whereas if you beat Bournemouth, you're only going to get 1 point. You should beat Bournemouth. I mean, let's be real. Bournemouth, probably not a Premier League side, let's be honest. But if you lose to Bournemouth, you're going to lose 20 points. If you draw, you're going to take the number on the right. So if you draw against Man City, you're going to take that 20, you're going to divide that by 2, you're going to get 10 points for drawing Man City. If it's an odd number, for example, Liverpool, you're going to take 19, divide that by 2. We're going to add some 0.5s into there just to make it a little bit spicier. So first off, I'm going to add all the numbers to the right of the team, and that's going to be their starting position. So Man City starts with 20 points, Liverpool with 19, Tottenham with 18, etc., going down the table. So let's start out with match day 1. First game of the season, Crystal Palace with a loss to Arsenal. Arsenal looked really good in this game. They got a 2-0 win. Arsenal, they get 9 points, while Crystal Palace, they only lose 4 points. Not that big a deal for Crystal Palace. I could see them bouncing right back next week. Then you have the shock draw, Fulham tying against Liverpool. What a game that was. I thought Fulham looked excellent, way better than I expected them to look, and they just went right at Liverpool for a 2-2 draw. Fulham, they get 7.5 points, while Liverpool only get 2 points added to their total. Bournemouth, why did I put them in last? They looked so good against Villa. 2-0 win. Bournemouth gets all 12 points from Villa, and Villa lose 20. Not a good start in the power rankings for them. And keep in mind, I understand this is just an arbitrary system. It's good to beat the big teams, and it's bad to lose to the little teams. That's essentially what I wanted to see, is who can beat the big teams in those big games and who can't handle the pressure of the Prem losing to those really poor teams. Moving down, we got Leeds United States of America beating Wolves 2-1. Great game for Brendan Aronson and Tyler Adams. I thought they looked spectacular. Leeds get 7 points and Wolves lose 13. Let's go on. Newcastle beating Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, not a good showing from them. I had so much faith in them in my predictions video, but Newcastle, they're just a really fun team to watch right now. Newcastle get 6 points, while Nottingham Forest lose 7 points. Moving down to Tottenham and Southampton, not much to say about this 4-1 win for Tottenham. Everyone kind of expected Tottenham to get going right away. It took them a little bit, they went down, but honestly, we all knew they'd come back. Tottenham get 2 points, while Southampton only lose 3 points. Everton v Chelsea. Chelsea get a 1-0 win against Everton. Probably the most boring match of the week. Chelsea win, so they get 5 points, while Everton lose 6 points. Moving to Leicester and Brentford, 2-2 draw. Brentford still looking good. Leicester, I feel like they could have gotten a win out of this, but not to be. Leicester only get 1.5 points added on, and Brentford take 5 points. And then another shock. We have Brighton over Manchester United 2-1 on Matchday 1. What a performance this was from them. 2-1 win against one of the biggest teams in the world. They got a lot of points here. Brighton with 16 points and Manchester United losing 10 points. Not looking good for Man United. Let's see how they do in the coming weeks. Hey, editing tease here to let you know that I did say Manchester United when I meant to say Manchester City. Accidents happen. Alright, back to the video. Manchester United with a 2-0 win over West Ham. Manchester United, they look dominant as usual. West Ham, I feel like they had their chances, but they just couldn't take them. Man City get 13 points, while West Ham, they only lose 1. And that does it for Matchday 1. Here are your new power rankings. The teams in yellow stayed the same as my predictions. Moving forward, the teams in yellow will be the same as the previous Matchday rankings. The teams in green move up. The teams in red moved down. Let's just take a look at the 3 biggest movers up and the 3 biggest movers down. We're going to start with the biggest movers going down. Tied for 3rd, down 4 are Wolves and Crystal Palace. I thought Crystal Palace really didn't even look that bad against Arsenal. They were just unmatched. Their defense just couldn't hold up that Arsenal attack. Gabriel Jesus, I mean, how are you going to stop him? And Wolves moving down 4, they really didn't look that good against Leeds. They had their moments, but honestly, I didn't think they were ever in that match. They both moved down the power rankings by 4. And then we have United moving down the board 10 points with that loss against Brighton. I really hope they can dig themselves out of this hole, but as an Arsenal supporter, I totally don't mind seeing them down the rankings this far. Let's see if they can turn it around though. And then our biggest loser, Aston Villa, moving down the board 11 points from my prediction spot. I can see them coming back up, but losing to Bournemouth, you're gonna be losing a lot of points there. And can this team turn it around? They really didn't look too good against that newly promoted Bournemouth team, who I pegged as not a Premier League team. So let's see if things look up for Aston Villa. And now our 3 biggest movers up. We have Brighton moving up 7 points after that big win against Manchester United. They're at the 3rd spot right now. Top 3 for Brighton. Can they hold on to this spot? We'll see in the coming weeks. And then we have Fulham moving up 8 spots. Wow, that draw against Liverpool really moved them up. I'm really excited for this Fulham team. I really hope that they can keep things moving, and let's just see how things shape up for them. They're in the 9th position. And then we have Bournemouth up by 10. Yes, Bournemouth moving 10 spots up while Villa moves 11 spots down. Bournemouth now are at number 10, and I really can't see them staying here. I think that they're going to get battered in these next few weeks. They got some big opponents coming up. So let's just see where they stand after this, but pretty good win for them as a whole. So yes, here are all of the power rankings for this match day 1. Things are gonna be moving around a lot in the first few match days with a lot of points up for grabs. And by match day 4, I'm gonna restructure the whole table and start from that new table so that points get redistributed a lot better. So I'll explain in the coming moments. Yes, and you know that I filmed this late. I know that I filmed this late. I'm already on match day 5 filming this. So let's just keep it moving to match day 2. Alright, so match day 2, we can see that our table is looking a lot different now. We have Arsenal at the top, Man City going down to number 2, Brighton staying at 3, and Chelsea up to 4. We're going to make these next few power rankings short and sweet for you, just so we can get through everything that we need to, so we can move on to the final positions. And then we have Tottenham at 5, staying there after that draw against Chelsea. We have Liverpool moving down after another shock draw this time to the hands of Crystal Palace, who do move up to number 12. Then we have Newcastle staying at that 7th spot. We have Brentford moving way up to that number 8 spot after that big win against Manchester United. I really think that this Brentford team is proving me wrong from my predictions, and I'm not mad about it. I really like this Brentford team, and I think they can really do some damage to these big hitters. Nottingham Forest also moving up to that number 9 spot. They're on 21 points after that 1-0 win against West Ham. West Ham just super unfortunate. We'll get to them later, but man, I really thought that was West Ham's for the taking. Then we got Fulham and Leeds going down. Fulham with the 0-0 against Wolves, and Leeds with a 2-2 against Southampton. Crystal Palace, we already talked about them at number 12. Then we have Bournemouth at number 13. They're gonna lose to Manchester City. Like, come on, it's 4-0. We all expected it. They only lost 1 point. Not too big for the Cherries. So let's just see if they can get a bounce back. Leicester continues to move down. Here they are at number 14 after that loss against Arsenal. I predicted that Leicester would have a pretty terrible season, but I did put them pretty high. I could see them dropping even lower. This Leicester team just looks like it doesn't have anything going on with it. Then we have Southampton after that tie against Leeds. Wolves after their 0-0 going down to 16. And West Ham going down after that loss to Nottingham Forest. That was not good for their points. They lost 15 points. They're now at -3, tied along with Aston Villa, who got a 2-1 win against Everton. They move above Everton now. Everton staying at that number 19 spot, and Manchester United. Yes, you heard me right. Manchester United is at the bottom of the power rankings with -13 after that loss to Brentford. I did put Brentford in the drop zone for my predictions. I do feel bad for Manchester United a little bit, but it is kind of good to see them at the bottom. So these are our ranks for Matchday 2. I do think that this system is going to work out once things balance out mid-season. So I think that we'll really see who is really good against those big teams and who is not up to par against those minnows. Can I call them minnows? It's the Premier League. You can't really call them minnows. All right, let's move on. All right, and we're going to move straight into match week 3. Let's go. We'll keep it short and sweet, but after this match day, there will be a new table, new points. So we'll see where everyone ends up. Brighton end the 3 games with number 1 spot. Yes, the number 1 spot goes to Brighton. They had a 2-0 win against West Ham, who are now at the bottom of the table. Man, this West Ham team, I just don't know what to think. I feel like they have all the talent in the world, but they just can't finish any chances. I feel really bad for this West Ham team putting them down here, but it's the algorithm. West Ham down at 20 with -13, and Brentford top of the table with 46. Moving up from the bottom of the table, this time we have Aston Villa. They had a 3-1 loss against Crystal Palace. They lose 12 points here. Not a good look for Villa in these first 3 matches. I think they look like one of the worst teams in the league right now. Whereas Crystal Palace, they move up to the 7th spot here. Big win, big results for Crystal Palace, and I hope to see them continue to stay in the top 10. Moving up from the bottom once more, we have Leicester going all the way down to the number 18 spot after a 2-1 defeat to the hands of Southampton. Are they going to be in a relegation scrap by the end of the season? Is it too early to know? Let me know down in the comments where you think Leicester are going to end up, because I just feel like this is a really interesting side right now, and they could be the Everton of last season. And then moving up from Leicester, we have Everton at number 17, moving up with a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. And then Nottingham Forest, after that draw against Everton, moves them up from 9 to 8. Wolves, they stay put after their 1-0 loss to Tottenham. I thought Tottenham deserved more. I thought West Ham deserved more, but in the end, I feel like it was a fair outcome for Wolves. They stay at 16 on -2 points, whereas Tottenham, they stay at 5 with 34.5 points. And then we have Brentford, who I thought they were really going to come out after that big win against Manchester United and keep it rolling, but 3-2 loss against Fulham, super disappointing for them and super great for Fulham, who do stay at that 10th spot on 20 points. They didn't get too many points against Brentford, who are 18th in my prediction, so they only got 3 points. And Brentford, after being at that 8th spot, go all the way down to 15. Super disappointing for them. But I know they'll bounce back. I have faith in them. I want to change my prediction so bad and move Brentford up now, man. And Manchester United, after losing 18 points in that loss to Brentford, now gain 19 of those points back from beating Liverpool. They're moving up the table. They moved up 6 spots from 20 to 14, and let's see if Erik ten Hag is the man. And that means that Liverpool also goes down to that number 9 spot. Liverpool have only been in decline. They started at number 2 in my predictions, moved down to 4 in week 1. Matchday 2, they went down to 6. Now they're here at 9 on 20.5 points. Something needs to happen. Jurgen Klopp needs to get on those guys. Is it really the Sadio Mane loss? I'm not sure that that's what it is. We'll have to see if Jurgen Klopp can turn the ship around. And then the biggest win of the day, in my opinion, even better than the Manchester United win, because it's Leeds United States of America over Tuchel and Chelsea. Man, what a game this was. Fantastic day for the Americans. Jesse Marsch, Brennan Aronson getting his first Premier League goal, and Tyler Adams totally annihilating that Chelsea midfield. Leeds move up from the 11th spot to that 6th spot on 31 points after that, and Chelsea, they move down from 4 to 11. And then the last match I'm going to talk about for match day 3 is going to be the 3-3 Newcastle, Manchester City. This is what sees Manchester City get knocked off the top again. They could have been above Brighton here, but if it wasn't for Newcastle totally bossing it in the first half, or it would have been Manchester City's loss, but Manchester City came back just like they always do, and they get a 3-3 draw, split the points. Man City at number 2, and Newcastle moving up to number 4. So that is the first 3 match day power rankings. From now on, I'm going to be doing 1 match day at a time. I just thought I'd catch up to where I'm at right now, currently live. And in the next video, I'll show you where the new rankings are at and where everyone can now get some more points. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Like the video if you did, and if you didn't, let me know down in the comments how you think that these power rankings should be changed. Do you think they're a good idea? Do you even care? Are you even watching? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. My name's Trevor, you can call me Tease, and this has been the PREM Power Rankings.